Well, as kids begin to make their transition into certain grades in school, some parents have to take them to the doctor for immunization shots. And this morning, Dr. Maria Palafox with the Previty Clinic is joining us to talk about the importance of getting those immunizations. Thanks so much for being here.
Thank you.
Glad to have you. All right, so, a lot of parents, they know the importance of immunizations, but others say, maybe it's not for me. And some people just opt out of it for certain reasons. But you're here to tell us why it is important to get those shots. Tell us, first of all, what are some of the reasons that people should go to the doctor?
Well, the CDC on their website puts 5 different reasons why you should have your children immunized. It's safe and effective. I think this is probably the biggest controversial point. There are multiple institutions in the government that say that these are safe and effective. Many people believe that there may be an association between some of the immunizations and autism. There have been several very large, well-designed trials that have demonstrated no link between the vaccinations and autism.
And wasn't it the lead in the immunizations that was the link between that, and a lot of them just got rid of the lead in some of those as preservatives?
Right, that's been a long time in coming, actually. That was from a long time back. And the more recent vaccinations, and I say recent even since I was a kid, in the last 30 years, these are the vaccines that have been studied, show no link between the vaccines and autism. The American Academy of Pediatrics, the NIH, the Institute of Medicine, the CDC all agree that there is no link between vaccinations and autism.
And some parents may worry about that, but truth is the diseases that you could get if you're not immunized are much, much worse, right?
Right. We don't have smallpox anymore. You don't see that at all anymore, and that's because of a very aggressive vaccine program. Polio is something that we don't see anymore. I have an aunt that had polio as a child that as the day goes on, she gets weaker and weaker. And we just don't see that in our generation anymore. Things that measles, mumps, rubella. Now there was an outbreak, for example, when I was going to college, there was an outbreak of measles, mumps, and rubella. And so college-age kids had to get revaccinated, and I think that they still do that. But those things can kill you. Chickenpox, to get the chickenpox as an adult can kill you. And now even the chickenpox vaccine, the children get routinely. And there's a lot of good reasons for it. One reason is cost. It saves you money. It saves misery for your child. You don't have to take time off of work.
And there are some really low-cost clinics that will give you these immunizations for just like $10, right? So
right, or even less. I mean, there's a Vaccine for Children program that if you cannot or don't have the capability to go to your physician, or if you are not insured or underinsured, these programs are available where you can get them through the public health clinics almost for free.
So you just find a public health clinic, or maybe even ask your doctor and they can direct you to some of those places.
Exactly, because they are available for everybody. That is a federal goal to have every child vaccinated.
All right, what were some of those other things on their website? You mentioned a couple of them for the number, or the top 5 reasons to get immunized.
Well, the other reasons are that they are safe and effective. They save you money, as we talked about. You protect not only yourself, not only your child, but you protect other people. For example, Barbara Walters in July got very sick and she was hospitalized. She had a very severe pneumonia from the chickenpox. She'd never had the chickenpox. And presumably she got it from somebody that had the chickenpox. Well, most children nowadays are vaccinated. So there may have been somebody that was around, perhaps didn't get vaccinated, got the chickenpox. Okay, that's all right if you want it for your child, but she got it from somebody and she was extremely ill. So for those people, our generation that we didn't get the chickenpox vaccine, maybe we didn't get the chickenpox, you're putting other people at risk as well, is the argument that many people make. That fine if you don't want your child to be immunized, but you have to consider that if they carry a disease, there may be other people that they affect. For example, my dad's on the kidney transplant list. If he comes in contact with somebody who's not been vaccinated, that may do him some harm. So not only do you protect yourself, but you do protect others as well.
How likely is it if you're immunized and someone else does then contract an illness that you can get it? Is it 100% guaranteed you won't?
It's not 100% guaranteed that you won't. Often the illness is much less if you get it, but it almost is, exactly. For example, probably the most important example is the flu vaccine. A lot of people say, why get the flu vaccine? I get it anyway. You're right, you might get it anyway, but it's going to be a much shorter illness and it won't be as severe. But for things like measles, mumps, and rubella, for example, we don't get those diseases anymore because we are all adequately vaccinated.
Perfect. Thanks so much. It's so full of information there. I appreciate you coming on this
Thank
morning,
you.
giving us those great tips. Well,